Hi, I'm Justin Moran and I've had over 20 years experience as a personal trainer. Today's video is designed to give you a general overview on how to use the equipment on the Level 10 Freshwater Place gym. Should you require any specific exercise guidance, design program or otherwise related to your actual background, your posture or your injury history, it's probably best that you go and actually seek out some form of personal trainer or exercise specialist, because they'll be able to design something specifically for your needs. Again, I'll stress that this video is designed to give you a general overview on how to use the gym. When entering the gym, there are many pieces of exercise equipment at your disposal to incorporate into your workout. You'll notice that there's obviously fitness and aerobic machines, and then there's the whole multitude of machines for weights purposes, dumbbells, Swiss balls, and all those other pieces of equipment that you can incorporate into your workout. It's super important though that you know how to use those pieces of equipment or performing your exercises correctly to make sure that you get the most out of your time spent in the gym in a safe and efficient manner. So the first piece of equipment we're going to show you how to use is the Live Fitness treadmill. There are 4 treadmills here on the Level 10 gym, and here's how we get started with approaching and starting off using the treadmill. So in getting the treadmill started, you will notice that there's a number of buttons here on this visual display. What we want to first of all do is realise that this little clip here is a safety mechanism in itself. It can be clipped onto you as the exerciser, and should you get into any drama at all, you moving away from there will pull off the clip and that will stop the treadmill. However, now that we're all clipped on and ready to go, to start the treadmill we have a quick start button there, which is the easiest way to operate the treadmill. Should you desire wanting to use a program, there are a number of options to use, but again, being general in the nature of showing you how to use this, we'll go basic. What we do is we press quick start and you'll get it moving along at 1.1. As Lynn is displayed here, she can take that up manually and move it up in 0.1 increments, or she can take her hand away and when she wants to, automatically press 6 and a 0, which takes it to 6.0 and enter. If we then enter that in, the treadmill obviously increases in its speed and we're away. We also have, as you can see through the visual display up top, we have the option of looking at how long distance-wise we've been going for. Your time will count up from 0, and you can obviously work on here and also preset that to count down from a certain time as well. Meanwhile, we move from there. If she would like to walk up a hill, there's an option of increasing the incline, and as stated, the speed itself, we can go up manually through the little button or override it, and let's pretend that Lynn wants to jog. We could, but we won't now. Take it up to 100 and enter, and that would be 10 kilometres an hour. To stop the treadmill, and the last part of this machine, she can obviously either hopefully not get into any trouble to cause this to pull off, or there is a stop button over here on the right side. So what we'll do for the purpose of this video and footage is we will not press stop, we'll assume that something's wrong, and Lynn automatically stops that through the safety button. To use the Live Fitness Cross Trainer, we need to get this started by moving our legs. It's battery operated, and therefore to get things started on the screen, one must move their legs and then all the buttons will come on the screen. Essentially, the programs are there on offering, but we'll again use the quick start button to press that and get things rolling. You've then got 2 major buttons here that allow time, if you'd like to set a certain time to work down from, or just picking the level of resistance that you're walking against. Obviously level 1 is a low and easy level to walk at, and taking that upwards of 4, 5, 6, 7 and so forth will allow you to execute a nice efficient workout. With your body, try and stay nice and upright with good posture using your arms. The other option is to hold the handles that are located in closer, and again up tall and moving your body. To stop, simply slow down and the machine will come to a complete stop. To use the Kaiser spinning bike, we've got a number of adjustment knobs to get things right and to your sizing. So when we first approach the bike, you'll notice we've got to set the seat height, which has a lever down through here. We also have one underneath the seat that allows the seat positioning to move forward or back. And then we also have the stem height for the handlebars. So we'll work through this in order. First, with Lynn being here, we want to ensure that we get the height right. So by undoing here, Lynn, would you like to take that to the level that you think is right based on your hip level?
Yes.
And then we screw that in. Once we've got that in nice and firmly and tight, we can get her up on here and adjust the seat positioning, which we've already done before, but we move the seat position and we lock that in as well. The last part will be to ensure that the stem, in Lynn's scenario here, is to reduce it down to the lower part, screw that in, and we're set to go. Jump up onto the bike itself, and you'll notice the pedals have straps. These straps need to be either tightened or loosened. Accordingly, and then we can set ourselves up to pedal and operate the bike. When using the bike, try to ensure that your knees are always travelling in a straight line, that your posture is set up as such with a neutral spine, back straight and relaxed through your arms. Then our last part is just looking at the screen itself. We have a little knob here that increases the resistance from level 1 and upwards, and once you're away, you must realise that these spinning bikes don't actually have a brake. So to stop the bike itself from spinning is to just reduce your speed to a complete stop. And that's how we use the Kaiser spinning bike. To use the Stairmaster recumbent bike, you'll notice there are 2 recumbent bikes here at Freshwater Place. First of all, to adjust the foot strap, you need to pull the plastic up, which is quite hard to do sometimes, and then move that down for a small foot or up for a bigger foot, and ensure that it clicks on safely. Once we've got that, sit on the bike, and you've got a lever down in between there that you can move forward or backwards with. Put your feet in the pedals, and from actually having your feet in the pedals, that will determine where you should move the seat forwards or back to, and it's all dependent on having a bent leg as you move through and practice your pedaling. So in this scenario, I would suggest that the bike seat needs to come forward one more notch, and then, as usual, we need to start pedaling. It's a battery operated device for these 2 bikes, and once we start pedaling, the screen activates. We'll then move to the quick start button, while there are a couple of other options there to use for programming. Once on the quick start, quite simply, it's a matter of increasing the level with the resistance to a level that suits you and how much resistance your legs can tolerate. Level 1 being easy, 5 a little harder, and so on and so forth. Make sure your legs again flow through in a nice straight line, sitting up with good posture, And that's how you use the bike. To use the Nautilus upright bike, which we have 2 bikes here on the level 10 gym, we'll look at the foot strap. To set this, you simply push the lever and slide in to make it smaller or out to make it bigger, and then move our way across to the seat height lever. With seat height, again, we want to make sure that this is at hip level, and we just move the lever up for taller, down for shorter, and then have a seat on the bike. To operate these 2 bikes, again, are battery operated. So start pedaling, the screen will light up. Give it a little bit of time for this one, and then quick start is the quickest way to operate. There are a number of programs that you can move your way through, but once we get moving here, using the arrows, take that up from level 1 to your desired level of resistance, and you're away. Sitting up, we want our legs to move through in a straight manner, posture nice and straight, and that's how we use the Nautilus upright bike. This is the Concept 2 rower. We have 2 of these rowers here on level 10 in the gym, and to set ourselves up in finding where to sit and get set to do your movement pattern on here, please note that this is a generic version of how to use the rower, not like a typical rower down on the Yarra. So when we're setting up this format, we have a 1 to 10 on the little lever down the side here, 10 being a little heavier on resistance, and level 1 down the bottom very light. So take your choice of how much resistance you require. Then with putting our feet in the straps, if you have a small foot, you'll find that you need to set yourself up higher with the plastic that we pull up, and if you've got a bigger foot, we'll take that down nice and low to allow your foot to fit in and flex at the right spot. You'll get to know where that is, but you want the black strap to go over your bottom shoelace. So in this instance, we'll go for it from now. Once your foot's in, black plastic strap, pull that nice and firm and snug, and that'll come across that bottom shoelace. From then, 2 ways to start the rower. First is you can just quickly pull that bar and it should start rowing itself for you, and the screen will come on, such as this. And stop. And the other option is looking at your screen, you'll notice that there's a menu and a back button. We'll push on that and it will come up with a number of options with what you can use the rower for. We'll go with the just row option here again, just to keep it basic. If you press that, on come the screen and start rowing. Now as we row with technique, we want to ensure, for the general reason of rowing, that our back is nice and straight and we're pulling through our shoulder blades. The bar should probably sit at around this level, somewhere in around here. There are some people that have been seen to pull it up chin too high and down super low too low. So nice and long, reach forward and get a full extension, keeping a nice straight back, and then just find a level that's comfortable for you. And that's how to use the rower. Over here you'll notice that we've got 4 stretching mats. You are more than welcome to come over and perform your stretches on here. In this scenario, just use them before your workout or after your workout. This is just a quad stretch for the picture and for the purpose of this, but you can perform anything here. Ensure that you clean down the mat with one of the disinfectant wipes after use, and that's your use at any stage on the stretching mats. Here you'll notice that we're located with the stack of Swiss balls. Lynn's seated currently on a 65 centimetre Swiss ball. I'm seated on a 75 centimetre Swiss ball. To pick your size, ensure that your hip sits higher than your knee, and then obviously there's a number of exercises that can be performed on these balls. Preferably ensure that you know what you're doing when using the ball. Otherwise, please seek some assistance with getting some guidance or some form of programming in how to use them. But they are a great device for instability, which is therefore going to be good for using your abs, core, and then a number of exercises that can be integrated using dumbbells and other machinery. Here are some of the many devices that we've got on offer to use within the gym. There's a foam roller, a Bosu, which is a half Swiss ball type device, the Duradisc, medicine balls that are stacked on a stack there that can be used, and the bench, of course, for some of your free weight or movement exercises as well. Rather than show you how to use these pieces of equipment now, they are available for use, but like the Swiss balls, please ensure that you know how to operate and what you're doing on them, because they can lead to some form of injury if you're not sure of what to do on them. Positioned here is the dumbbell rack. The dumbbells start with 1 kilogram down the front and then proceed with a level 2 kilogram, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. When taking a dumbbell out of the rack, just notice that they have a little carry spot for them, and make sure that when returning them, they are actually sitting back in there, not on an angle such as that if someone was to knock it over, it could injure someone. So be very careful with replacing those. When using dumbbells, they're obviously something that have been used for a long time. They are a very effective device. However, they can be performed quite incorrectly and dangerously, leading to injury. So please make sure that you know how to use a dumbbell. They can be used in many ways as stated, from shoulder press through to a simple bicep curl. But a lot of the exercises, when you start integrating these with Swiss balls, on foam rollers, and doing free weight exercises, the chance of injury can be high, from as simple as dropping them on your feet through to jerking something and putting a muscle out of balance, or doing some form of tear or strain. So please ensure that you know how to use them, and if you don't, see an exercise specialist or a personal trainer to design you something around how to use the dumbbells correctly. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope it's been of some benefit to you and will allow you to safely do your workouts in the level 10 gym and now know how to use the machines in a very general nature. Should you require any further advice or assistance in using the machines, remember that there is now going to be a little QR code attached to each machine that if you happen to download the QR reader on your phone, you'll be able to go up and swipe that, and then that will give you a little video footage on how to use each piece of equipment while you're in the gym in real time and away from your computer, and therefore refine how to use each piece of machinery. Thanks and good luck.